All right. Chapter 3 is on.
Hi.
He's still super nervous. Look how
A
nervous
little
you are.
bit.
Just kidding. All right. So we've been talking a lot, but I want it's the same thing as what we've just been doing.
Okay.
So we just talk normally.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
So you said did you work today?
I did. I literally was with my kids up until like noontime. Went into work for a couple hours and drove right here. It's been one thing after the next day.
How old are your kids now?
I have a 5-year-old. He'll be 5 next week, and then a 1-year-old.
Holy shit.
I know. It makes me feel old.
You're so old.
I know, but they're the best. Yep.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And you live in New Hampshire now?
Yep. I live in Salem, New Hampshire.
Salem.
Yeah.
How far of a drive is that from here?
I don't even know. I'd use my GPS to get here from the
Then
salon.
you should know even more so because it tells you.
No, but I went from the salon here, and the salon is like 20 minutes from my house. So
20 minutes north? What?
So it's like a weird direction. So it is south.
North, east?
It's south, but
South.
it's like, then I have to, it's like 495, and then I have to go back to 93 to get here. It's just like a little riggedy path to get here.
Your salon is right by Merrimack, where Nick went to school.
Yep, a lot of the newer clients that have been from Merrimack walk up. It's like walking distance.
It's so close.
Yep, it's right there.
Because I didn't realize it till last time I was up, and it took me literally past, like the first time I came up, what street
It's
is
125, I think.
The street that you're on is the first
114.
time. 114 is the first time I came up that way.
Yeah.
And then the other time, was that 425?
So there's 495 will bring you up 114. Like if you go the 495 route, you go up 114. And then if you go 93 and go where 125 is, that will bring you up higher onto 114.
Okay.
So that's why I picked where I'm at, because I'm like kind of up at the top of 114,
Right.
so you can get there a few different ways, and it gets a little trafficy at different times of day there. So that's why I liked it, and because it was so close to Reading, where
I know
a lot of my clients were, and so many of my clients came.
Did they?
From I had a lot of clients come.
Had a girl.
Yeah, it was nice.
So a little background for people listening that don't know you. You and I met through the salon in Haven in Reading.
Yep.
How long were you there?
I think that was like almost 8 years ago.
That was 8 years ago?
7 or 8. I'm losing track, maybe 8. Yeah, I started at the salon in Haven 8 years ago this November.
Oh my God,
I
that's
know.
crazy.
So I think I was there for a year as an associate or assistant under Jackie, the owner there, and I think that's when I met you, and Nick was there, and your mom. When I first went on the floor, did your mom say a few times?
That's so
and
weird.
I loved her. I love her. She's so sweet. So
She's all right.
I think I met your dad. He came in. Stop.
I'm just kidding. My mom knows I love her.
I know.
She's going to
But yeah.
Switzerland on Saturday for a week.
Oh, really? Oh, that's good. She needs a break.
Yep.
Yeah, she
We
works.
all do.
Yeah, I know. You really.
No,
You
we all do. No, I'm talking about a break
You guys work
from
harder
her.
than anybody. Like, I have never met people that work as hard as you guys.
No, we all do.
You guys sleep?
No.
I
I was talking to someone about this, about not sleeping, because it's so normal for me not to sleep. Okay, obviously not to sleep, but I mean, I function better when I sleep
few hours.
maybe 5 hours.
I feel like I remember you telling me that before.
And I was talking to someone, and they said that I'm gonna make a fool of myself because I'm definitely not close to a scientist. But someone was telling me that it could be like a genetic thing.
Really?
That like there's certain people that just don't need as much sleep.
I don't know. I mean,
Nick, you should look that up.
I think you should. I think that's
Because-
something I'd just be interested to know.
Because it's my whole family. Like literally my entire family runs like that.
But is it genetic, or is it just like you have
no other choice. Just get over it.
No, but I think you have like almost like a restless brain. Like you just have, like, you want to be doing stuff, and
But it's not even that. It's the fact that like if on a Sunday I sleep, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 hours, I don't feel good. Like my whole body feels like my back starts to hurt.
I've definitely had an experience where I've had too much sleep. So maybe you
No,
just
yeah.
need like short. Do you nap?
I actually do.
You do?
Have you ever heard of the 20-minute nap method?
No. I mean, is it like a cat nap?
I
Isn't that like
don't
the
know
same
if
thing?
that's what
Have
I
you
don't
ever
know what
heard of- No, wait.
a cat
Have you
nap
ever
is.
heard of the cat nap method?
Such a dick. No, but like, what defines a cat
Nick,
nap?
can you look that up?
The cat nap method. Well, what defines a cat nap versus a nap?
Well, like, haven't you ever seen a cat like take
Nap?
a quick nap on the couch?
I haven't timed it.
Okay, well, I guess I haven't really either, but
No,
they take little.
there's an actual. Yeah, Nick.
So they did it in a small study, but they discovered a tiny mutation in a gene called DEC2,
We need to get you a mic.
and it allowed people to have like 4 hours of sleep, and then that's all they needed.
Without it being unhealthy.
Yeah, but
that's
isn't-
a small study.
But is that genetic or just any random person could just
No, it's
have
a
that
genetic
amount?
mutation.
It's a genetic
Oh,
mutation.
okay.
See,
Okay,
I know my
alright.
shit.
Well, see,
Okay, but going back to that's cool. So it is. It's genetic. Maybe we all have that, but it
No,
would be weird that
you
we
guys
all
might.
have that.
you think?
Yeah.
Is your dad like that?
Yes,
Really?
we're all like that.
If it's a mutation, then
Yeah.
it's not obviously
Yeah.
everyone.
Well,
No, I'm not saying that we.
But it
no,
could just be
would-
like habit on some of you too, because you're a
Yeah.
family and you.
we got to keep up with each other.
You know,
Keep up with the Joneses.
gotta do what each other is doing.
No, but going back to the 20-minute cat nap, whatever you want to call it, it's like the amount. I don't know if it's exactly 20 minutes, but it's basically taking a nap just short enough that your body doesn't go into REM sleep.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you do
that
that,
makes sense.
you wake up more energized than if you sleep, get into REM sleep, and then wake up.
That it makes total sense to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so what I used to do, especially when I baked for our bakery when like way back, I forget when that was.
The wee hours of the morning.
Yeah, and I used to work from 11 to like noon or 1. And in the beginning, I hated it because it ruined my whole day. And everyone I worked with was like, "No, man, it's awesome. You got the whole day left for you." And I was like, "What are you talking about? I'm going home and passing out and
Yeah.
waking up at like 5."
Yeah.
And then someone actually a baker from Switzerland that is a family friend of ours was like, "You know what you got to do is do the 20-minute nap method." And I was like, I was kind of like you. I was like, "Yeah, all right, dude, chill
No,
out." And
no.
then I did it,
That's so
and
true.
it's so weird because I took a 20-minute nap, and after 20 minutes, the alarm went off, and I wanted to keep going, but when I got out of bed, I was like, ready to go, and I was fine for the whole rest of the day.
But I have to tell you, the cat nap is the same exact thing. I mean,
Is it 20 minutes?
it could be like 15.
Right, but
or-
it's the same concept.
But it's not a long nap.
Right.
Like it's not like you said long enough to go into the REM sleep. It's like when I had 2 newborns, it was like if I could just close my eyes for like 15 minutes, actually once I would open them, I would feel a lot better.
Right. It's
And
so weird.
And yeah, that's
And it definitely in that I do that every once in a while because I tend to I'll get up between, I don't know, 5:30 ish.
okay.
Even if I don't have to work early, just whether it's go for a walk, like, or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't typically.
Yeah.
Again, there's obviously times when that doesn't happen, but then I'll get home, I'll take like a 20-minute nap, and then I'll be good to go.
My dad doesn't sleep that. Like my dad has like weird sleep patterns. Like he will nap a lot, like in his car. Like I know that's weird, but it's like he's on the go.
While
so
driving?
he like not while driving. Nope. He'll just like sleep in the car for like 15 or 20 minutes and then like continue on with his day. But he gets up really early. Like one of my many early memories of like my dad was him getting one or some of the sisters up at like 4 or 5 in the morning to go out for breakfast. We would hate it.
Dad, why do we need to eat this early?
No, we loved it, but we would also be like, "Oh, Dad, we're so tired."
Yeah.
But like we would go, and it would be like one-on-one time, or like me. It would only be like me and 1 or 2 or 3 of the
that's
girls.
cool.
So it actually is like now I think like you on a day off, not just because I have kids, but I get up early. Like I'm an early riser, but I go to bed early. Like I get like this time.
Yeah, but
I'm
what's
usually
early?
in bed.
So yeah, like.
No,
what's
you can
early?
ask my husband. I early to bed.
Yeah.
I mean, so if we're home and the kids are in bed by 7, we'll watch like a couple shows and we eat dinner together every night. We put the kids to bed and we
That's good.
save dinner to eat together.
Really?
Yeah.
So you
tonight
don't
was
eat with
kind
the
of weird.
kids?
Yeah, tonight was kind of weird. We don't eat with the kids because they're 1 and 5, and
They bring nothing to the table. They don't add to the conversation.
Okay, no, they do, and we do like we try. We definitely. It's not like we totally like neglect them
Screw
in
them.
that way, but they just like their food for dinner is like chicken nuggets and macaroni and cheese.
That
Like,
sounds super nutritious.
but it's
Good job,
just
Mom.
like they're pretty basic. Like they don't want a taco. Actually, my 5-year-old just at almost 5 has just started eating tacos, but only with meat and cheese on it. He
That's
won't let me
actually
put
how-
any vegetables on it.
No.
But they eat at like 5:15. My husband doesn't get really home from work until like after 6 sometimes. And so I mean, yeah, we'll hang out as a family for a little while. We put them to bed at 7 and then we'll eat like our adult meal like together.
Do you guys cook together?
No, because when one is putting the kids to bed, one is cooking.
Yeah.
We have a pretty good routine like that, but we'll eat together. And then my sister lives with me.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, she lives in my finished basement.
Isn't she our age?
She's around your age. She's 24.
Yeah,
So,
she's his age.
So yeah, so she lives downstairs, and some nights she's home, and some nights she's not. If she's not at my house, she's usually at one of my other sister's house. But
That's
she
cool,
works. She works full time, so at night the three of us will kind of like hang out.
That's so cool.
It's wicked
It's like
fun.
cool roommates.
Yeah,
That's
we
awesome.
really like have a fun time. I actually was like, you can't leave. Like she recently said that she might be looking for an apartment with one of her friends in the next couple of months, and I was like, yay! Ooh. Like, because I love having her, but no, it's really fun. Like we have dinner together and like we'll do taco night and like we're really, I know
That's
it's really exciting.
awesome.
But they will tell you that once we get done eating dinner and we finally get like a TV show on, it's like 8:30, and I'm like, I start being like, oh, this show's really good, and then before you know it, if I recline the couch, game over. I'm asleep.
It's just over.
Yep. When the couch reclines.
No, but that's how I am too. And that's, you know what's funny is that's why, have you ever been to any of those movie theaters that have the...
They should never do
Never.
that.
I
Oh
thought
my
it,
God.
I thought it was
cannot.
a good thing until
No.
I like, yeah.
You
went
actually get really
tired.
comfortable and
Yeah.
you're like, oh, I should just see a matinee now. Never again see a nighttime movie.
Might as well just down a bottle of NyQuil and
Yeah,
do this.
my
No,
God.
I wish that they would just have the comfy chairs without the recliner possibility.
I know. I agree. Yeah. The
Because it
reclining
screws me
really.
every single time.
Yeah. The reclining thing. Unless it's a really good movie.
Yeah, which is so rare.
But like even my favorite shows, like I'm so one thing to the next in my life that by the time I sit down at the end of the day, it's usually after like every day of my life is crazy. So by the time I sit down, I'm just really tired.
What's your favorite show?
Oh my God, I don't know. We watch so many.
Oh my God.
Well,
Everything
we're in
except for American Horror Story.
except for that. I don't like the scary stuff. I
No,
don't
but
like
it's a good-
but I
this-
don't like that stuff. Like that stuff I just can't. I don't know. I tried to watch season 1 on my own and I just like I couldn't get into it.
Yeah, but this one's very current.
I know. I saw the commercials for the
intense.
recent season.
It's cool. I feel like you'd find it interesting. But anyway, what
Maybe
do you
in my
watch?
downtime. I'll give it a
yeah,
shot.
you have so much free
we
time.
watch. No, my own shows I love to watch, but I never have time. I love all the Housewives. I'm so lame. But Justin and I
Get her
together.
outta here.
No. So me and Justin watch all the like big ones, like Walking Dead and Game of Thrones. We love Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
It's like our favorite.
I have to get back into it.
It's so good.
I watched the first 4 and then I just dropped it.
Well, I think like a lot of big shows like that, unless you're watching like you're binge watching it.
Right.
If you have to wait week to week, it gets a little more painful. But now for Walking Dead and Game of Thrones, we watch live every week because if you don't, like chances
We'll
are you're
find
getting a
out.
spoiler
Yeah,
somewhere.
no.
So we love to just watch it live now. But
Is Walking Dead almost over?
no, it's starting on Sunday. I'm so excited.
Wait, I watched so many of those, and then I stopped, and I was like, whatever, it's
right.
gonna be over.
No.
Because it got to the point where they were like pushing over zombies, and I was like, this is fucking
so
bullshit.
this is the thing. Like they even now, they're like, they definitely, some of them should have turned into zombies by now.
Yeah,
like
they should all be done.
Because in the very beginning, like they would get scratched and they would like turn into a zombie.
Right.
But now it's like they need
like a full bite to the neck.
Yeah, it's rough. But they do a good job of like, I don't want to say killing people off because that like sounds weird, but like they do a good job of surprising you with stuff like that.
See, and that's where Game of Thrones lost me.
Oh my God, are you kidding?
Listen, okay, there is no one is ever going to convince me of this. I'm not saying that Game of Thrones isn't a good show. All I'm saying is nothing will ever surprise me like the end of season 1.
Can't remember.
When the king gets killed in front, when he gets his head chopped off.
Oh my God, that.
Spoiler alert for fucking anyone who hasn't started.
Sorry.
No, but seriously.
Well, you should be watching it. Sorry.
when that happened, I dead ass was like, "What the fuck? What are they gonna do next season?"
So
and then I got to the point where the Red Wedding happened. Everyone was talking about the Red Wedding. I was like, dude, I fucking could have called that. Because they always kill whoever you like.
Are you saying it's predictable?
In a way. All right. What makes it predictable is its initiative to be unpredictable.
That's true. But I kind of like that. I do. I get that.
Like, don't you think after a while, it's like, okay, well, whichever character I like is going to be gone.
No, but that's not true.
Or we'll bring them back. Shh. Well, I didn't mention who. But it's just fucking silly. It's like, well, we got to have the hottest guy back on the show. Our fucking female ratings went down.
That's not true. No. Come on. You can't look at it like that. You can't.
I'm going to get so much hate for this.
Yeah, you are. Because you can't. Why are you even thinking about like the production and the writers and all that? Just get into the characters. And I know that's why I call you restless brain syndrome. Like you have that.
But then with The Walking Dead,
there's probably like an actual clinical term for that.
Yeah, I'm probably mentally ill. Well, this goes back to
are we all?
This literally goes. I've had this conversation before. I do think that 100 years from now, we're going to realize how stupid we were in diagnosing all these different people and laughing at it. When I think that every single human being is mentally breakable. It just takes the right circumstances.
Yeah, no, I think that's true. Like I think that the different surroundings and what you surround yourself with, and just even the people in your life, like somebody that has like a really supportive.
Right.
You know, people around them, and somebody that doesn't, one will thrive and one won't. So does that mean that they both get like medication for whatever?
Right.
No, I mean, I think that we could definitely do less of like handing out medication for everything.
That's silly.
I know. It's
well, but
like
it
really
is. It's so
bad.
What you just brought up, like the different scenarios and all that. That's like, I don't know if you ever heard, when I was growing up, a lot of people, when it came to math, people were like, your brain is like a muscle. Like you got to train it. You got to like do more math, and that's how you get better at math. Same as like
practice
if
makes
you
perfect.
yeah, right. And if you want to get like more defined arms, I don't know. I don't really go to the gym. Like you got to lift this kind of weight, whatever it may be. And I think that's the same. Like if you put your muscle through a certain workout versus another workout, the same thing is like putting your brain through.
No, I think that's true. I think that's why
another.
they say even with like people that are, I mean, I don't know. I mean, this is probably going to make me sound dumb if this is incorrect too. But I think like when you're elderly and you are staying active.
No, yeah.
You know
like
what I mean?
Socially active.
Yeah, like if you're either socially active or to do like
work or whatever.
Games on like the whatever, like word crossing.
The internet?
Yeah, like anything. Like, so actually, my husband's Nana, she plays like she played with Words with Friends with me. That's
awesome.
And she's like in her 90s, so she's with it. She's like really got her stuff together. But
my grandfather's turning 94.
Is this your mom's dad?
95. Yeah, my mom's
dad. Is she gonna go? I actually
she's
remember
going,
her.
that's what she's going for.
Oh, good. She was. I remember her talking about him when I did her hair. So that's good. He's still doing good.
Listen, this guy is one of the smartest people I've ever met.
Really?
Like he's really, really smart when it comes to like the things he knows. Like he's really, really smart. But his biggest downfall is that he wouldn't put up with anything new. So like my mom tried to get him a laptop, he wouldn't touch it. Tried to get him a cell phone, wouldn't touch it. Tried to like get all these different things, he also is not like the kind of person that goes out and like sits with a group of people and socializes. He's very like old school.
Which I can appreciate.
Which is, I can to a degree. But when I look at him versus like other people in that age range that are social, it's like 10, 20 years difference. You know,
on the same age.
Yeah.
You mean?
Yeah.
So you think that he shows his age more because of that?
It's brutal. And ever since like he stopped, so he worked till he was 92.
What?
Yeah, he had his own sawmill. Yeah, he's a savage, he's an animal. But
amazing,
and then
though.
he built it up like it was huge, like it really was big. And then
Yeah.
his son took it over, my uncle, and then he asked his son to still employ him. And then he broke his hip, and it was game over.
That is like
That's what happens to every old person.
Oh, that really like I feel like they
'Cause
like
I feel like
they
mentally
fall
that's what-
or they break something like that, and that like really catapults like other things that
Because it's a mental thing.
Yeah.
I think when you begin to realize that your body's no longer where it's at, yet your brain is still sharp as a tack.
know.
That must be.
Oh,
That's
I
why
can't even imagine.
my brother and my mom especially get super mad. But when I say like, I'd rather die at 70, but have like an awesome life, than get to the point where I can feel my body literally deteriorating.
Yeah.
That sounds miserable.
I know.
Like when you
actually
all of a
agree
sudden
with
you can't do anything yourself,
I
or like,
know.
what's the point?
I know.
There's
I actually
literally
agree with
no
you.
point.
I agree with that. I don't know how I feel. I mean, I hope that I can be 90 and still act like I'm 70 instead of dying at 70.
Right. No, yeah. I mean, if that's a choice, I'm
But-
obviously picking
No,
that
I
one.
know. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think any of us have a choice in anything like that. But, you know. Anyways,
going back
we really are bouncing a lot.
Is that
all
okay?
over the place. No, it's
That's
fine
what
with
it's
me,
supposed to
but
be.
I know. I just feel like we're not finishing any conversations.
No, it's supposed to be.
No,
But
I
that's
like
what a
it.
real conversation's like.
I know. You're right.
I was talking to a friend of mine that was like, I've been getting crazy feedback, which is awesome.
Yeah.
And the majority is good. There was some people that were like, oh, like the second one was way longer. Like it's too long. And I respect the hell out of that comment. But at the same time, to me, a podcast, maybe 10% will be watching it. To me, the majority are downloading it, hopefully, like at some point. And you're listening to it on your commute. You're listening to it while you do chores. It's something you
so
like
many
listen
people
to.
that listen to podcasts now. Like, I don't even really know how to listen to a podcast.
What do you mean?
I don't know how to like. I mean, like when you post it,
Yeah.
I can watch it, but
Yeah,
like
no. Do you have your
I don't-
phone? Nick, throw us.
I don't.
Oh, you have yours?
Yeah.
Go to swipe over.
Oh, is it because there's a podcast thing on here,
there's a
isn't there?
podcast app.
I
No, it's so easy. And listen, you press subscribe. This is such a good commercial.
no, this is great.
You search stories podcast
Okay.
on your iTunes or like the podcast app, and you click subscribe.
Okay.
And every time we upload, it gives you a notification.
Okay.
And then you click on and play.
Okay, that is pretty easy. I don't think it's not easy. I've not gotten
you're
into
so
the world.
old.
I know.
Um,
I know.
No, but I mean, you've known me for 8 years now. I used to be huge in music and all. Like, I used to love music so much.
Yeah.
I don't really. The only times I listen to music is when I go out. All I listen to is podcasts.
A lot of people do that now. Like they'll like even when people come get their hair done,
Really?
they have headphones
That's
in.
fucking rude.
No, I mean when they're sitting with their color.
Oh. I was picturing you sitting there just
No,
like,
you know what? Oh, I take this back. I was gonna say you don't usually get your color done, but you've gotten done.
No, she's kidding.
Hey,
This came up the other night. We were playing
You
Piccolo.
said we have to be candid, so I mean, I wasn't gonna say.
I should have mentioned that's something I don't want to talk about. No, you know what's so funny is that came up the other night. We were playing this game. If you and some friends, some older friends, are
Yeah.
ever around drinking wine or something,
Oh, yeah.
I don't know, something fancy, like doing margarita
I
night,
hate you so much for saying that.
you gotta download this app. It's called Piccolo or
Yes, when
Piccolo
me
or
and my
whatever.
classy friends are just sitting
Yeah.
around drinking wine.
Well, that's how I picture it, around like your island in the kitchen, just talking about your
No.
kids.
No, it's just me and Justin. We fall asleep.
Well, then
on
you
the
guys
couch,
can
but-
play it,
Okay.
or you, Justin, and your sister can play
Yeah.
it.
Okay. Well, my sisters.
Or you
and
can
I will-
invite me over and we can all do it.
All right. Cool. Well, my sisters and I will play it. So tell me how.
So you download, it's an app called Piccolo or Piccolo. I don't know how to pronounce it.
Okay.
It's Picolo, I
Okay.
think. And it you put your names in, like whoever's there, and then it like has you do different stuff. And for whatever reason, it was like, if you've gotten your hair colored, take a sip of your drink.
Oh, okay. That sounds fun.
It's actually really fun.
And then everybody was like,
no,
They were
no,
like-
only two.
they were like, take
Only
a sip.
2 people knew, I think, that were there, or 1 person. And they're like, "Ooh, what color have you done?" And I was like, "Well, let me walk you through."
Yeah, it was a little bit of a blarange going
A
on.
blonde? Yeah, it's closer to blonde. I like to call it.
I think you came in with a blarange and left with a blonde.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, Jess owns
Rinnovo.
salon?
Yeah.
owns
Yeah, I do.
Rinnovo Salon. So if you ever need to get your hair redone,
Yeah, get a little color correction.
so let's talk about that. Let's talk about how you came upon starting your own company. Do you feel like kind of a baller?
I don't know. I kind of don't, because I mean, sometimes I do. Like when I really nail it, like when I really
What?
do a good job at something, I'm
Oh.
like, oh yes.
Yes.
Like I'm just
Get in your car, put on Taylor Swift.
Oh yeah, like I'm just like, oh my god, they came out so good. And like some of the pictures that I take, like with the natural sunlight, and it comes out like exactly.
Like the ones you post on Instagram?
Yeah, the ones I post on Instagram, because like, FYI, those are not filtered. Like I don't write
No, I
no
wouldn't
filter,
expect-
because
You
I
don't?
just not
You gotta hashtag that
I
no filter.
hashtag a lot of like like the brand and stuff and like all that, but I just don't like that hashtag for some reason, because I just feel like if you have
Because
to
you're from
say
New
it,
Hampshire.
no, I think if you have to say something too much, then you
Yeah, it's like
you know
you're
what
trying too hard.
Yeah, you're trying too
Yeah.
hard. So I try hard, but I try not to try too hard. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah.
So like I try not to write that, but I do like want people. I don't want people to look at it and think it is, because it's really not. I put him right near the
I don't think people
window.
do. Do you think?
No, but I see
I would
like
never
that a lot
expect-
on hair, like hair, social media and like Instagram and all that stuff. Like I see a lot of hair that you can really tell
Right.
is filtered, like
Right.
the color is filtered. So I just think for me, like when I nail
Such
a color,
douche move.
well, I just feel like it's not real. So like when people come in with that picture, what are you gonna do?
Tell them it's filtered.
But you, right?
See, like, that's
but no,
bullshit.
this
That's
is the
not
thing.
real.
So I've actually had, like, no lie, like my social media has brought me in like a ton of people.
Just turn the mic a little. No, like. You go like this. You can...
Oh, is
Yeah.
that better?
Yeah, that's good. Perfect. And now you can like dance around.
No,
And do all your
I know.
Head movements.
I'm like super. I don't
That's
know.
good.
I move around a lot. So I have had like 5 people like in the last week come in and show me my own picture from like my own social
Did
media.
they know it was you?
I mean, they know it's the salon.
Oh,
And I mean, I post it. So if I post a picture on Instagram, I usually post it on Facebook, because I have different followers on different
Right.
places. So
Well,
I
you
try
have
to
it
do
connected,
both.
probably, right?
I do have them connected, but I just have different followers on different ones. So I'll post ones that I do, and then I post ones that the girls do as well and tag them in it. So if it's not tagged, I don't like to tag myself because I just think that's weird. But
Why?
I don't know. I don't
All right,
know.
you're being silly. You should be, but people should be able. What if someone follows you and then sees and doesn't know who the artist is? You should be
But
able
I think
to.
I think that like this is the thing. Like
Artist, hairdresser? Is that
I-
what you guys?
I mean,
what do
yeah, colorist, hairdresser, artist. You can call me an artist. I like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I really think that's true. Like
It is.
I think my passion for it, that would be a good word for it, right? So
But what makes that different from like a tattoo artist? It's still an artist.
it's
an
not.
artist.
It's really there's
It's a
not.
hair artist.
Yeah. there's
It's
skill
changing the
different
world right
skills
now.
with both. So I mean, it's all art.
Right.
But if you're like a hair artist, you can really find people that do hair art. Like I think yes,
Yeah,
I'm
it's
an
not the
artist,
crazy
but
shit with, like,
yeah,
the
like it's
waves
like
and,
they
like-
do, but the waves, but like there's some really crazy hair
Was
like
it
stuff
you?
out there.
Who was it that was going to a competition like that?
I don't know, but was it from the Salon on Haven?
I thought so.
Yeah, there was definitely some like a lot of competitions and stuff with.
Like crazy shit.
Yeah.
Like a wave with a palm tree and like I was like, what
Yeah, like there's definitely some
That's
weird
crazy.
stuff. Yeah. So well, I just don't tag myself, but I'll put like the salon name and number or whatever. And then like when the girls take a good picture and like they will tell you how really crazy I am about angles and like how like, and all of my clients that have had their hair taken, like me taking a picture of their hair, will tell you how crazy I am about how I angle their head and how I like run my fingers through to make sure all the waves are going in the right direction.
Jeez. Well, that's because you're passionate, though.
No, but it's really like I've had a few of my clients come in and bring me my own picture, which is like really cool. I think
That's so
actually,
cool.
I think it's like super cool that people are like, oh, I have this picture, and then they show it to me. I'm like, that's the picture. I did that.
No way.
So it's
That's
cool that
cool.
like people are showing me my own picture instead of like something on Pinterest, which is also
Right.
cool. I get a lot of Pinterest stuff, but to see my own stuff as like an inspiration picture for somebody is
fucking
actually
sick.
really cool.
That's badass.
So, but yeah, that's happened to me a couple times. But
Well, you're
Yeah.
legit. So walk me through. How did you go to school initially for?
no, nope. I went to college I did early education and also psychology.
I could see that though. Not
Yeah.
the psychology part, but
No, you don't think? I mean-
no. I see you more as an early education person than psychology.
Yeah, I gave it a shot. I did all that stuff. I took like counseling classes and like, you know, psychology 101, like all the good stuff. Really though, I
I
did
can
all
feel
that.
the passion in this
Yes.
conversation.
Well,
versus the hair.
I started working like in that field. I did early intervention and did a lot of like home visits and stuff. And like, I don't know. It was something was lacking and I wasn't making enough money because you really don't unless you have your master's. And so
Right.
the crossroads came when I either had to go back to school for
Right.
my master's or like, was I going to change the game? And so
Right.
I changed the game.
Why hair though? Is there
Well,
anyone in
you
your
know what's
family?
really weird? So my younger sister Danielle, she went to hair school and was always really good at it. Like she really was just like naturally good at it. And I think like I was, but I'm not like a natural like her. Like I had to really work at it.
Mm-hmm.
Like she's very natural, like good braider, and she's like does all that stuff. So my braids, like I still have to like really think about like which strand goes where.
Right.
And I shouldn't tell people that,
Yeah,
but
your
you know.
clients aren't listening. Blah, 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 blah.
No. It's so true though. Like I still have to like some people things come
No, I
naturally.
hear
But
you.
anyway, so she went to school and then I was working at the early intervention place and this girl that I worked with was like, I think, you know, like the Empire Beauty School, which was literally 2 seconds from like where my office was. And she was telling me it was there. And like, I kind of just like was like, oh, thinking about it. And then I looked into it and I just ended up going to work during the day. And then I went to hair school at night. So Justin and I, my husband and I, we lived in an apartment at the time. And I came home and I was like, I'm going to hair school. He was like, okay. Like he was totally supportive and on board.
That's so cute.
But Monday through Thursday, I would work all day and go to school. And I didn't get home till like 10 o'clock at night for, I think it was like 18 months or 15 months or something like that.
How long ago was this? 10 years ago?
Not eight. It must have been like 8.5 years ago or 9 years ago or something.
So
Because
then you got a job within a half a year?
so this is how like everything like leads you to the next thing, right? So I was working there and I was graduating hair school, and one of the girls also that worked with me ended up being Jackie's cousin.
Oh my
And she was
God.
like, oh, my cousin owns the salon and she's looking for like an associate or an assistant. So I went in and Jackie and I like hit it off right away. And
She's so cool.
she is very cool.
I love her.
She really did, like, I was her her associate, and because I was like a little older, like Justin and I were like getting serious, and so I was kind of going through the associate program with her, and like I also like got proposed to like that first year, so like a lot happened in that year. I was like really established, like I was the I don't like the word, but like I was the bitch. Like I was like, you know, like do the shampoo, do this, do that. And but at the same time, she taught me what she was doing. She would like, if I was standing here and you were there, like doing, like she would have me watch her do everything she was doing. But if I was too far away, she'd be like, come closer, come look at this. Like she'd make me move closer to her. And like like she scared me a little bit, but like that's
really,
really,
because she's just, the way she is at her place is exactly how you are at yours.
Do you think that?
Oh
I mean,
my
I think
God,
we're
dude.
definitely like
You're
she.
so similar.
I know we are similar, and I think different in some ways. But I think that I need that to be better, and I know that. And so there were times like where I would leave there, and I would be like, "She's so mean to me. She yelled at me," and like, but then the next day, like I just kept going, and like I really think that when things are hard, it's changing you, and I think anything worth doing is hard. I mean, anything that's like that, it just makes you better.
And I think that's what sucks today is too many people just give up as soon as that first barrier comes.
I know. I think
Because
that too.
I've had many times where I was like, fuck this.
Yeah.
You know, there's so many times, but it's when I mean, obviously if it's a straight up abusive,
Right.
like, which exists too.
Yeah.
But I think, especially my generation,
Yeah.
finds things too abusive too quickly.
I agree.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like where it's gotten to the point where it's like, dude, he's not being abusive. He's your boss.
Right.
You were an hour late and
Right.
he's pissed.
Well, and everybody's like very trigger happy. Like, so it's like kind of scary. Like, I don't know. Like people, like you just never know. Like when somebody's going to be like, you did this to me or whatever.
You're a racist.
Yeah.
What are you talking?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
So what? Do you feel that a lot? Is that something that you're nervous about as an owner?
Oh yeah. Like
Yeah.
I mean, so I think I'm like, I think that when you say I'm like Jackie, I am like Jackie in a lot of ways, but I actually am a little bit, I don't like want to say this, but I feel like I think I'm a little bit too nice. Like where she has so many more years experience than me. So maybe this will come for me in time, but she just will tell you, like she'll tell you what's up, where I'm like, I'll sugarcoat it a little bit to try to like get you to listen to me. Right. And I feel like if I'm not getting anywhere, then I let it build up and I let it build up until I like am a total bitch and I feel bad. And I'm like that in life sometimes, like where I'll just be very passive aggressive about it for a little bit and then I let it build up. So that is one thing I'm working on. I'm working on like just nipping things in the bud like right away, like instead of letting it build up. Like if something's bothering me, I have to like have a conversation about it. Like even just right in that moment instead of being like, oh, I'll have to talk about it.
Well, we call that the open door policy at Swiss Bakers.
Okay.
And the concept is that before you go home, you address the issues you have.
That's like I'm gonna really take that with me.
No, I'm dead serious. I should give you a handbook, handbook that we have.
Well,
because listen, I don't think addressing something in a situation is smart, and the reason is
because you're like hot off the press. Yeah,
I that's my biggest change I think I've made this year, is that I used to be intense when it came to something didn't go the way it was supposed to. I'd lose my shit.
Yeah.
And then I started saying, what the fuck am I getting out of that?
Yeah.
No one's getting anything out of that. And the thing you brought up with Jackie being less nice, not in a bad way, just being more direct.
Yeah.
I think being more direct
I think that's a good way to say it.
Way to put it. I don't think that necessarily means you have to get there or you ever will get there. I think that it's a fair assessment to say that there's those two as well as many other leadership styles. For example, my parents are the most direct people. Yeah. Like intensely direct.
Yeah.
I definitely think it stems from them being European and like things are way less PC there. And like, they're way
the emotions.
You can get away with more in that way.
I get it.
Not saying that they're trying to get away with stuff, but
no,
meaning
I get
that if your boss loses. I'm sure it's changed too, but when I was in Switzerland, I saw bosses lose their shit on people, and if you ever did half of that in America, you'd be in jail. Like even just half of it. Yeah. And I'm the other extreme. I think more like you in a sense that if something goes wrong, I'm like, okay, we'll talk about it. Yeah. We'll talk about it, and then we talk about it like human beings.
Right.
And that's how
no
I
matter
see
what
it.
Age, like no matter what age, right? So my whole thing too is like, I really believe that to be in the position that I'm at, or even that Jackie's at, you really have to like know where you come from. You have to start at that. I think you have to start at the bottom. I think that the people that have things handed to them, like right away is like, you need to have that grit. Like, you need that to be somebody that knows what you have. And I think that I'm a good business owner because I came from that place where I know what it takes to like get the salon clean. I know what it takes to like do all that stuff. And I just feel like over time, you know, a lot of different experiences in my life that haven't always gone the way I think that it should go has made me like a little smarter, you know, like I just think that if you have a life where everything just goes the way it's supposed to go, which I don't really know if anybody is really like that. Maybe on Facebook world it is, but no, in real life, you know, my story is that I came from a family that, you know, had 6 kids in it. My mom had to stay home for a lot of years. So my dad had to work 2 or 3 jobs, and my mom and my sisters were like all I had. And my dad was trying to earn money and worked really hard. And now he's the general manager. He's been there for over 20 years, the same place. And he's a really, really good manager. So I watched him over the years. I worked for my dad. Every single one of my sisters has worked for my dad. Awesome. So, but he did not treat us like, oh, you should deserve this. Like, we didn't call out. We had to take, you know, the same amount of lunch break as everybody else. Like, my sister works for him now, the one that lives with me. Okay. And she's like tried to leave early and he like won't let her. Right. But I think that is how you're brought up. And you know, we moved a lot and we didn't always have a lot of money. Like, you have to know what nothing is absolutely. To know what something is. And that I really, truly like believe that. Not saying that maybe there's other situations that are different, but you have to be humble and you have to know what you have. You really do. Like, that's invaluable in life.
That struggle for whatever reason drives your happiness. Like, I don't know. I'm not going to say that like someone that struggles is way happier than someone that doesn't. But I am going to say that in the time when at the beginning of this year, I was like really I had this like weird, I talked about it before, but I had this weird like awakening. No, that sounds spiritual. No, like, not like, just like I had a weird like
epiphany.
Yeah. Wow, you're so good. We'll see. Epiphany. So I had a weird epiphany where I was like, I'm miserable. I'm making good money compared to what I have, but I'm miserable. I'm really not happy. Yeah. And I began realizing that in times of my life that I've been happiest is when I've been struggling. Like, I've been having trouble to pay bills, or like because my parents were never the ones that, I mean, okay, granted, if I was about to get evicted, they'd be like, come live at home.
Right. Which I would do for my own kids. But I'll tell you something. My parents did too. The same thing, but I would have to get to that point first.
Right. And that's the thing is like I wanted a cell phone in, I think it was 8th grade. Yeah. Because everyone else had a cell phone. They were like, great, you're going to buy one. Yeah. Like, you're going to pay for your cell phone bill. And I think it's definitely that makes me willing to take risks to get me to where I want to go. Yeah. You know, and even then I think it's still difficult. I don't know about you, but I mean, this isn't close to as big a deal as you starting a salon.
No, it's like, but
no, it's definitely not. You have way more financially invested than I do.
Well, yes,
that is true. And a fucking camera.
Yes, you are correct on that.
But still, like, taking the step of doing it, for me was still incredibly difficult. Like, admitting to yourself that you want to take this on, because you know it's not going to be. And I think what makes it hard too is if you know other people that have done it, and you've heard all the bullshit,
you have,
and you're like, really? It's
like, am I really gonna be able to do this? It's like
kids in a way. I mean, it becomes another kid. It's like, I'm gonna dedicate my life to this, and you really don't know. Unlike a kid, you don't know the end of it.
No, and I think that is exactly right. I think, like, I knew it was gonna be hard, right? So like when I went into it, I had a few people that said, like, oh, what about the kids? And like, not in a bad way, like I wasn't necessarily like insulted by it, but in my brain I was like, I'm not doing this to them. Like, I'm doing this for them because they're 2 boys, and I want them to watch both parents work hard and know what hard work is. And just, I think that's like a really important thing for for them to see growing up too. And also like for me, like I am a mom. Like let me tell you, I'm a mom first, right? You know that about me. Like I'll do fucking anything for my
You
kids.
walked into my apartment and began critiquing.
Well, I wanted to walk in and start cleaning.
You're such a dick. If for everyone listening or watching, it's not.
I mean, it's not. It's really not. But I mean, I'm a mom. So what do I do all day? I have 2 little kids, like under 5. So my whole day is just like cleaning things up. And then I go to the salon and then I'm like wiping the counter and sweeping the floor. So it's a natural thing.
You
but
gotta get interns to do that. No,
well, no,
kidding.
but listen,
I
I mean, you know what? We all do it. Like, and
Yeah,
that's the thing.
That's
like
awesome.
sweeping the floor is not beneath me. And like, I teach that to even the girls. Like, I'm like, listen, like the only reason if I'm not doing it is because I'm taking the clients that are paying for everything here. So that trumps anything else. And if you're not busy, then you're doing
Absolutely.
it. So, and they all get that.
You have time to clean.
Exactly. So, and that's like all those little teeny things though are all coming to fruition now where like, okay, so you start with an idea and you start with like, oh, how would I want the atmosphere to be? And what color walls do I want? And it's like all fun and games, right?
Yeah. The design aspect is so fun.
So fun,
yeah.
right? And then you have to like open softly, right? So like I was open and I had like my regulars coming in and my family and stuff. And that was fun too, because it was all the people I already knew. Right. And I was just like, this is it. Like, this is my new spot.
It's so cool.
And then I like officially opened to the public and I kind of felt like I wanted to puke. And I'll tell you why. Because I started really seeing like how the public opinion really changes like your business. Like it really, like if one person says something bad. So like it really, do you know what I mean? Like, so I started getting like really paranoid. Like, oh my God, like what if somebody says something bad on Facebook or this page or that page? Like what am I going to do? And I really started getting in my own head about it. And because of that, I was there all the time. And I started just being like so obsessive, like I started saying yes to every client because I knew that I was going to do it right. And instead of like really talking to the girls and communicating with them, like what I expected out of them and training them well and just getting that vibe from them in a good spot, I just was like, I'll do it myself. And I was there all the time. And I just hit this breaking point where I was like, I didn't see my kids for like 3 days. It was like, and I just was like, I came home like, Justin, I can't do it anymore. And I was like, he's like, you need to settle down. Like, he's like, you really need to calm down. Like, you really do. And I said, listen, there's 2 things that 2 people have said to me since this started that I have to keep coming back to in my brain. One, my husband said, when I said, this is hard, because I knew it was going to be hard. I did not know it was going to be this hard, right? But it doesn't stop me because I know that it's going in the right direction. But he said, Jessica, if it was easy,
everyone would do it.
Do you think everybody would own a business?
It's so
and
true.
I was like, oh my friggin' God.
That's
you are right.
That keeps you sane.
But it keeps me sane because I'm like, it's so true. Like, it's harder than I ever thought it would be. And it's a juggle. Like I really, when I tell you that I have my kids and then I make sure they're all safe and have their whatever they need. I go to the salon, make sure that's whatever they need. And then I come home and I do whatever my kids need. It's like kids salon, kids salon, because they're the 2 most important things in my life. Anything outside of that really takes a back seat right now, which is sad because there's a lot of things that have been put on the back burner in the process, but it's all for the greater good. And I know that for a fact. So then this is the other thing that stuck with me. So I started panicking right in the beginning when like there wasn't like a flood of people walking in the door. Right. Like I was like, oh, once I open, everybody will just come in.
Everyone wants to come in.
Everybody will just be lining up at the door. Yeah. Like, so that didn't happen. Nope. And
but you had like cool kids from Boston come up.
I did. Yes, I did. Thank you very much. But no, that's really scared me when I had like nobody coming in and I was like panicking and I would do like complimentary blow dries on Saturday. And which was nice. And then I started like doing a lot of like deals, right? And my sister Danielle, who's like totally like I love her. She's she'll tell me. So I ask, if I ever really have a doubt, you know, like, is this the right thing to do? Especially when in the salon world, Justin will help me like at home. But if it's like a salon thing, she worked at the salon in Haven. She works at another salon. Actually, she's getting back into doing hair now. And so if I need to ask her something, I'll ask her. So I asked her, like, what do you know, do you think I should be doing this, like this deals? And she's like, Jessica, stop doing the deals. Yeah. She's like, just keep it your regular first time client deal. But other than that, you do good work. You and the girls are, she's like, keep learning and getting better and go to the community events. But otherwise, just do good hair. Yeah. Because it will happen if you just do good hair and you keep doing what you're doing. And I'm like an instant gratification person. Like I know if you work hard enough, it'll happen. Like, it, you know, even with like working out, I'm like, I'm going to run 6 miles and lose 20 pounds, but it doesn't work that way. You have to just let it grow and let it happen. And since those two things in maybe August or so, like happened, it's really, I've found a better balance since both of those, like what you call epiphanies happened to me with those two people, what they said, it changed my perspective.
Yeah, I'm the same way when it comes to like, I expect like, and Nick was the one that brought me down, was like, yo, chill. Yeah. Like, he goes, we're on
those siblings, man.
They're great.
They're really just, you know.
No, and he was like, dude, we're definitely onto something. What we have to remember is stay consistent.
Yeah.
And all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
Be consistent. And the weird thing you get yourself into, I remember the weird predicament you get yourself into when we were starting Swiss Bakers. What we used to do is when we were just doing farmers markets, we used to do at the end, like the last 2 hours, we do like buy one, get one half off, or buy one, get one free.
Yeah.
The issue that happens is, first of all, your brand starts to get tarnished. You start to be seen as like a good deal place.
Right.
And then that devalues what you're doing.
I know.
And what ended up happening was people stopped coming in the beginning because they knew that we do buy one, get one free at the end.
Really?
And like you saw it.
Yeah.
Like you literally watched it happen.
Yeah.
And it's difficult because at the end, sometimes we'd have a market where we'd have things left over. And the money side of your brain is like, oh, I could have sold that.
Yeah.
But then you're like, no, well, you have to think long run. It doesn't make sense. You're fucking yourself over.
Right.
And I don't know. We also did Groupon at one point.
So I think that was the original question I asked my sister. That was exactly what happened. I didn't ask her about the deals, but I said, okay, do you think it's worth it to do a Groupon? And she was like, no. And I don't knock it. I don't. I know a lot of people that use it for like, you know, advertising.
It's great as a consumer.
Right.
It's great as a consumer.
Right.
Like if you're a student.
Yeah. But if you're like, I think that it's a good thing to do if you are trying to like maybe do a certain type of advertisement or like certain type of deal for like a holiday or like, I don't know, something like that. I don't knock Groupon. Yeah. I don't, because I've used a Groupon. Trust me. I don't think it's a bad thing. But she was like, don't do it. Like you just need to like be patient. And like you said, stay consistent. Don't be an owner and be too, you know, come down to earth.
Yeah.
Do what you've always been doing, because you literally moved yourself 20 minutes away from all your towny Reading clients, and they're driving out of Reading
or Boston
or Boston. But like, you know what I mean? Like I actually do have a couple people that come from Cambridge, and like it's like I know people are traveling to me, and I don't toot my own horn about that. I stay here because once I go here, people can see that when you change like that, and I don't want to change like that. I know that I have to change certain behaviors because I have a lot more at stake, and I have a group of people now that are looking at me as a leader, but I don't ever want to let myself get like too.
You have to chill out.
Yes.
You have to get, and this is, I think, where I'm like, I don't know. I'm way too chill with it. Like I get to the point where I'll see my parents freaking out, and I'll sit them down and be like, what are you doing? Because what ends up also happening, all the things you said obviously definitely happened, but
What was a balance? It has to be a
what
balance.
also happens is you drive the people you work with fucking crazy.
I know.
And that's like that's where I start to say, all right, well, you're just literally killing yourself and you need to just either remove yourself from the picture for a second.
Yeah.
Did I ever tell you about doing, what's it called? Sensory deprivation tank?
Oh my God, you did. I don't think you told
that.
me the result of it. But
I didn't?
No, I think you might have told me you were doing it, and then I didn't see you for a while after that.
So I did it bi-weekly, and then I did it monthly.
Yeah.
And then since I moved here, I haven't done it. But I want to start doing it again. As like a monthly thing.
I actually suggested my dad to look this up because I feel like you and my dad are similar
crazy.
in some ways.
All right. I don't. There's some weird shit you can read about it that's like very hippie shit.
Oh, okay.
But I'm not, and I think it's like all things. Like it's all like it's all like person to person thing. You have to, for some people I'm sure it works, for some people it doesn't. Some people do yoga and they're like, it changed my life, and some people do yoga and they're like, this is boring. You know?
Nope.
Some people love going to the gym. I think it's boring as shit.
Okay.
So like for me, it was a great way for that busy mind like to be able to step out, calm the fuck down, and not do anything for an hour.
Yeah.
And I was saying that someone was arguing with me that they're like, oh, well, you can just lay in your bed and look up at the ceiling. And I was like, well, no, you can't, because there's so many things
distracting.
You don't realize it till you do it.
Yeah,
like it was maddening. The
Yeah.
first time I did it, and I think that anyone that's ever done it just once, you should do it like 2-3 times to even be able to really harness what it does.
Yeah.
Because the first time you're so overwhelmed with how your mind is literally just bouncing.
Yeah.
Like you begin to just think about what you're thinking about, and you realize, holy fuck, I'm thinking about, like your mind is thinking about everything. Have you ever meditated?
Do you get like a little claustrophobic?
No.
Really?
Because you don't even have time to... well, the first time I did it, so you can do... there's a few different options. The two options
Can we explain what exactly it is?
Yes.
Like, I think you did, but can we explain it again?
So, it's called a sensory deprivation tank or a float tank. The float tank is like the new way to put it. Sensory deprivation tank sounds like some like torture device.
Yeah, it kind of does. But
So, what it is it's a bath, basically, but it's...
Is it water?
Yes.
Oh.
It's
I thought it was just maybe like
no, it's incredible. No, it's water that's incredibly dense due to the salt content.
Okay.
So you know how the Dead Sea is like, it's more dense than the Dead Sea.
Oh, jeez. Yes.
So it feels slimy.
Oh,
like it feels like literally slimy.
Okay.
But so the
Did you go in the buff? I'm curious. I'm not trying to be a dick. I'm just asking.
What do you mean? Do you go?
Like, do you go naked?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I'm not hip with your fucking 30 years.
Oh
Whatever.
You better.
So
Naughty.
so what you do is you go in. It's very like yoga feeling, like in a sense. Like there's like super calm music. It smells like good. Like it's like a spa. Spa is the way to put it. Not yoga feeling.
No, I'm totally into that. Yep.
My descriptive words are so
I like
great.
that.
So it feels like a spa.
Okay.
You walk in, you take your shoes off at the door, you put on like those slippers, and then you can either do. There's one in where's Somerville? It's called Float Boston.
Okay.
And you go in, strip, there's a shower in your room.
Okay.
And then you can go for either an hour or 90 minutes. I always do an
hour or 90 minutes.
90 minutes is long. Like, I feel like it's really long.
Yeah.
I'm like, my brain's too crazy.
That's actually really long for me too.
And I used to do it on Sunday night. Yes, Sunday nights. And then you go in, shower, wipe yourself off, and then you go into this thing that looks like dude, it looks like an armored like a transformer, like an armory. Like it, like you know what it kind of looks like. It looks like the storm doors in your base that you go to in your basement.
Yep.
It looks like that with one door, kind of similar. Right. And you go in, and it's pitch black. Okay. You put these like wax things in your ear so it doesn't get in your ear.
All right.
So it's dead quiet. It's pitch black, and the water is around the same temperature as your body.
Okay.
Like a normal body temperature would be.
How do they switch that water out?
They do it
Like,
I
is it
think once a
sanitary?
week. The salt content is so high, it kills everything.
Oh, okay, you sure about that?
No, I'm dead serious.
That's like that really.
No,
okay.
it's because the lady that
that's
owns
just
it
what
was
I'm
walking
curious.
me through, the health permitting.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
it's like super intense.
Okay.
So anyway, you go in and you close the door, and the first time I did it, you have to close your eyes because the salt content's so high. If it gets in your eyes, it's not fun.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
The first time I did, I was scared because I don't get claustrophobic, but I feel like at
get a
that
little
it's
antsy,
weird.
kinda
It's weird.
weird,
It's
yeah.
a weird feeling. You're
Yeah.
in the pitch black with
Yeah.
like water. It's weird.
Yeah, yeah.
And so I closed my eyes and like slid in, and then you're just laying there, and it's called float obviously because you're literally floating.
Is
in
your
the water.
your head is in the water?
Yeah, but it's completely buoyant. Like you're completely you're floating.
So you are floating.
You're
like it's,
literally floating, and that's the weirdest part is that for the first 10 minutes, your body's so not used to literally floating with no effort that
You're trying to fight it a little bit?
Yeah.
like it's yeah.
And when you realize you can literally do not like you literally just lay there and
Yeah.
there's no muscle or effort or anything needed.
What happens if you have like an itch or something?
You itch it. What the fuck?
I don't know. Can
itch
you
it.
sit up like while you're
Yeah,
floating?
but why would you sit up? You're trying
Because
to
if
like
you have
chill.
to reach like your ankle or something, and you
Then
have an itch.
you need to sit up to reach your ankle. Are you that inflexible?
I
Just
mean,
fucking
no,
itch
but-
your fucking like pull your ankle up. Like get the fuck. You're overanalyzing this. It's just a fucking.
But this is
you can
why.
take an
but
hour
okay,
of no
so
itching.
restless brain.
Jesus
Like
Christ.
this is the kind of shit that I think about.
So you're so definitely don't do this. You go in there and start like. Just,
This
like,
is why I probably
swirling
wouldn't.
around and,
I'd
like,
probably
actually
just
swimming.
dive in. I'd be like,
Bloop, bloop, bloop. How long can I hold my breath? So you're laying there, and yeah, I'd say the first 10 minutes, I was like, what the fuck am I supposed to do? You know, like in the beginning, I was like,
Yep.
what am I even doing in here?
yep.
Am I, and then
You're like, how much time has it
yeah,
been?
how much time is, yeah, and you have no sense of time.
No,
right?
yeah.
And so you're like, okay, am I doing this right?
Yeah.
Am I supposed to be thinking about something? And there's no sound, no visuals, nothing. And that's the weirdest part is when you open your eyes, there's no difference to when they're closed. So it feels like your eyelids
Oh,
are
that is
see-through.
weird. That is
Super
weird.
So the first time was like, okay, but it was like, I felt like I left. I definitely you leave like super relaxed.
Yeah.
Like it's weird.
Yeah, yeah.
You feel very relaxed.
Yeah.
But the first time it felt very much like, holy shit, my brain is like, something's wrong with me because I think of so many things.
Yeah.
Like, have you ever meditated? Like in any form?
I mean, yeah. Like, I think.
Like sat and like just like tried to meditate?
I mean, I don't think intentionally I've ever
Okay,
really
you've
done
never-
it.
Okay.
I mean,
That's fine. No, I mean, there's different forms.
I want to say that I haven't legit meditated, but I think I've like taken a minute to like.
reflect.
Yes.
So the first time I ever meditated was the college I went to required 2 religious courses, and one of them I decided was Buddhism.
Okay.
And we went to a Buddhist temple in Brookline,
Oh, that's cool.
and you were like in a meditation session.
Yeah.
And the guy walks you through it. Like he's like, okay, now we're gonna meditate for a second, and then after it was like a 10-minute meditative session.
Yeah.
And then after that, he was like, okay, let's go around the room and talk about what we felt.
Yeah.
And then everyone was like, oh, like I couldn't think straight or whatever. And he's like, all right, well, what you have to do is you have to grab every time you feel like, just think of one thing. And that one thing is breathing.
Okay.
And every time you feel your brain go off to something else, pull it right back to the breathing. Like just
Okay.
keep doing that. And
Okay.
that's definitely not easy. It's
No.
fucking hard.
But that's like yoga. Yoga's
It's
like
very-
that.
it's very
I've done
much
a lot. I've
connected.
done a few
Okay.
yoga classes
It's-
where they have you do that.
Right.
Like concentrate on
Right.
your breath going in
right.
and out.
It's
Yeah.
very much connected with that. So it's that, but picture it with no, like you have nothing else to do. Like you have literally nothing to do. So your brain's just like you realize you think of your brain is so, it's nuts. It's mind blowing.
Yeah.
So that was the first time. It was cool, but it was like, I was like, I feel like I did something wrong. By the time I got like to the 4th, 5th time, you almost feel like you're tripping. Like you're like, you get to the point
I wouldn't
where,
know what that feels like.
no, I mean, I haven't done
I
anything
really don't.
crazy either. But what it feels like this one time I went, all of a sudden it felt like I was going downstream.
When you
Like,
were in the
yeah.
sensory thing.
Yeah,
The-
like all of a sudden it felt like, I mean, at one point it felt like I didn't really know where my body ended and where it began.
Which
like,
is weird, right?
Which is really weird because
Yeah.
the water, you don't feel the water
Yeah.
when you don't move.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it felt like there was like imagine laying in a river and just going downstream.
Yeah.
Like you can feel the current almost.
Yeah.
And that's what I felt. And then all of a sudden the way it lets you know that time's up is this like super like soothing music turns
Oh,
on.
that's kind of cool.
Yo,
I think
and I got out of there and I was like, I can't even describe it. It was like the weirdest like sensation of like just it was like more rested than I'd ever felt. And then when you walk outside, it was like breathing fresh air for like the
Really?
first time. It's fucking
I think
weird.
that I would really love to do that, and I'll tell
There's
you.
an open one. If you want to do one that's not like completely dark,
I think
there's one
that
with
the
lights.
closed-in thing kind of freaks me out.
There's ones that look it up. Like,
I mean, I think
when
I
you
should
get
look it
home.
up. I definitely have like a really hard time, like actually fully relaxing. Like I really, really have a hard time with that. So I think that sounds like phenomenal. Like I have had moments in my life where that has happened, but they're very few and far between now because of everything going on. But I would be interested to.
I mean, I'm not one that says like, oh, it's a thing that heals all. But I think that I really do believe that it can only be beneficial to remove yourself from the world for an hour.
Right.
And everyone has an hour in a
Yes, I agree.
month, you know?
I agree. Well,
and
you have
there's
to
people
prioritize.
that are crazy about it. Like
Well,
there's
if it
people that
can-
go like,
But if it can benefit like your life in general, then I mean, why not? Because I think it's like, especially now with like, you know, technology and phones and everything.
well, that's the other thing is you
it's
put everything
really-
aside like for an hour.
Yeah.
Because when was the last time, honestly, that you did absolutely nothing? Even like you didn't read.
Yeah.
And you weren't sleeping.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
You never.
Like never.
Never.
No, it's so true.
So I don't know. It's something cool.
Yeah.
I have to do it again. It's just, it was like, I did it. I did it bi-weekly and then because it's expensive.
Yeah.
The one I did was like $60 for an hour.
That's
But I
pretty.
mean,
Because
if-
that'll build up.
I mean, if you do it bi-week for me,
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
a rich
But
owner yet.
no, I'm not either. Trust me. Working on it.
That's so great.
Yeah.
When's did you say you had a grand opening?
I do have a grand opening. It's on November 4th. It's in like 2.5 weeks. And I'm having it at the salon. It's 12 to 4. It's an open house. I'm having it catered. We're going to have goodie bags.
Swiss Bakers?
No. I'm doing a local place. I know. I'm sorry. I'm doing a local place like in the town.
Okay.
And I'm having like a bunch of different people that I've met. I've actually made it a point to connect with some of the other businesses on that street of 114 Turnpike Street in North Andover. An Orange Theory is going in there. So her and I have on that same street, the girl that's going to be running that, I've connected
is
with
it?
her. It's called the Orange. You haven't heard of Orange Theory?
No, sorry.
It's like the fitness. It's like a 1 hour. It's kind of weird because they have all the lights are turned down. They give you a heart monitor. They have the treadmills and then they have the weights and it's like a 1 hour.
Wait, have you heard of
half.
Tread?
It's literally the same thing.
Okay.
It's the same thing. It's just like a franchise though. Like they have them all over. So they have one in Salem, but they're opening one on 114. They have a title boxing, which I know a ton of people know about that.
Yeah.
So we've connected with them. What?
Nothing.
Okay.
We know someone that. Never mind.
Okay. Yep. Yeah. Not that same place. It's a different location. So, anyways, yep.
Cool.
Yeah. So we've been able to connect to a couple people who are going to make baskets and stuff
Oh, cool.
for us. Yeah. And, yeah, we have probably right now about 40 people that have said they're coming, but it's going to be an open house. So it's
When
like,
is it? November 4th?
Yep. November
What day of
4th.
the week is that?
It's a Saturday.
I should be there.
It's a Saturday. I did it on a Saturday afternoon trying to like not impede on like Saturday night plans, but it also gets really trafficky around that area like on a weeknight. So
Right.
and it's like a slower.
No, I think Saturday is good.
Yeah. So I think it'll be good. Yeah. I'm excited. It's like, it's a really,
I can't believe it.
I can't believe it either. I don't even know how I got here.
Did
I don't even know what I'm doing half the time.
Yeah, okay. That's a good thing for your clients to
I know.
hear.
No, I don't.
No,
I just kind
I feel
of.
like, but that's how you do it.
No,
is
you do
just,
the next
you just
best
learn
thing.
It.
Yeah.
You just like as you go.
You do the next best thing, and you learn as you go, and you ask the questions. You don't be afraid or to sound stupid if you ask, and you just know everything. You have to ask the right people, have the right people around you, and that's.
Do you go to with Merrimack? Do you guys do anything? Do you guys have student pricing or things?
We
like
have 10% student discount Tuesday through Friday.
that? Oh, word.
Yep.
I feel like that would be huge. I
Yep.
mean, that campus is literally right there.
Yeah, we have we've had like at least we've had like a handful, at least if not more than that, in the last couple of weeks come from down there. I mean, we didn't even really officially open to the public until like close to the end of August. Like we were taking people, but like we have September really like we were just like pushing it and going to a lot of events and doing more advertising and stuff like that. Like there's been some changes we've made along the way in terms of like people that work there, and I think we were able to have a good team now. There was some negativity.
The girl that cut my hair
Anna
last time
Yep.
is so great.
She is amazing. So Anna is from
Fixed my
North
hair.
Andover. Yes. Oh my God.
I cut my hair drunk.
I know, she was telling me. And Megan was there too. Megan has a lot of experience with just like she has a lot of years of hair experience, and she's worked at a lot of places, and she's really good with like, I didn't even know how to have like a cashier, do cashier stuff. Like, so she knew how to do that. So she kind of like taught me how to do that. And she's just very organized. Like my whole life is sort of like organized chaos. Like if you ask me where like something is, I'll be like, it's right here on this drawer, on that table, on this. But if like you went in to try to look for something where logically it should be, it won't be there. It's very like kind of weird. But Megan's very organized. So she kind of like when she has downtime, she finds something to do with herself. She'll organize like the paperwork at the front desk. Like she'll make confirmation calls. She'll talk to my vendors for me. She'll unpack a box if it comes in the mail. Like she's very good like that. And Anna is really good. She lives in the town. Her husband also owns a business like in the town. He's like does construction type of stuff. And she just knows all of the activities going on and the festivals going on. And like this weekend we're doing a trunk or treat in the town and like just stuff to get us out into the community. She's also, which I love, is a penny pincher. So she's just like, this will save you money. Like this, good. Don't do this, like do this instead. She's a do-it-yourselfer. She's like, get a dresser, a desk off of like Craigslist for $40 and I'll paint it and make it a new coffee table and like whatever. Good. So she's really good like that. And then Marissa is she's 19. She's like the salon assistant, my assistant, the desk. We all kind of do the desk while we're there, but she's learning and we're doing the same concept like with Jackie, just on a smaller scale right now because we're just brand new. We're a baby. Like we're so new. So in a year I want her to be at the same place where she can take clients and I can feel comfortable that, you know, she was taught by me and by us.
I think that's the coolest part.
But it's like you just
like
kind of
when you're able to be like that girl, it's like that's so cool.
But I want it to be a positive environment. My whole thing is like I have heard more people lately in the last like few months or a year say that they're like intimidated by salons, right? Like some salons that are really nice and fancy like are super intimidating, and I remember that from before being I was a hairdresser, and I don't like that environment. So I'm really, really big on like just making people feel comfortable when they walk in and like not being like addressing everybody when they come in and like saying hello to them and just like making sure people are comfortable and not judged or whatever, you know.
No, definitely. I'll never forget. I interned at a marketing firm off of Boylston Street downtown. This was way back. This was like I don't even remember how long ago. And they did marketing for a salon on Newbury Street, and I had to go in there. And good thing I don't remember the name of it, but I remember walking in there and being like, these pretentious assholes need to fucking chill out.
This
is not Hollywood.
I know. I don't.
It feels like that in a lot of places.
I think it does too.
And I think you do a great. I also think Salon Haven does a really good job with it.
Yeah.
Like, I never felt walking in there. Never felt like
no.
it was
I
weird
agree
or
with that.
awkward.
Yeah.
And I don't know, especially being a guy.
Yeah.
You know, like going into all my friends always shit on me for going to the salon. And
no, I know that.
Like all the time. And I never felt like weird.
Yeah.
Even if I need to get my hair colored.
Yeah. No, I know. What a lot of guys do it though. I think a lot of guys do it.
That will never happen again. I promise you.
Well,
I'm sorry.
I know that won't happen again.
I'm sorry. If anything, I'll go bald again.
If anything, yeah, you'll try to cut your own hair or something.
No, that won't happen again.
Okay.
After that time, but she fixed it and it was awesome.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So that's my whole
Jess,
thing.
we
Yeah.
did it.
Yeah, I know. That wasn't that bad.
It wasn't bad at all. You
No,
did
it wasn't.
So
I
good.
just was like nervous. I get really
How long did we go
nervous.
for, Nick?
Too long.
What?
How long did we go for?
An hour and 15.
Oh, okay.
See?
That's not that bad.
That's good. What do you mean? You
I
did
just
so
talk
good.
a lot. I know, but I talk a lot.
That's how it should be. I was saying to someone that it should be 90% the guest and 10% me. That's how.
I think we're like 50-50.
No, I don't think so. I think we're closer to 80. No, I love that because it shows that you're super passionate. And if you're, I hate seeing like those late night talk shows because I feel like those interviews are they're bullshit. There's that person that they're talking to is not like that.
Yeah.
You're seeing this weird sales pitch, like elevator pitch version.
Well, there's no
of
like
them.
authenticity in a lot of things anymore. Like even those reality shows, like they all
Like
get
your
like
Housewives.
dictated and like get told what the storyline is going to be, and then they get told to like make sure that happens when their reality reel is rolling. It's like,
and I think that's what I talked to some people that were like, I don't know if I feel comfortable coming on it, because I do think that that's what makes it somewhat scary.
well, because sometimes you just
Anything
like
can
never
happen.
really know what's gonna come out of somebody's.
But that's why to be fully transparent, I send out that email that says like, hey, this is the concept of
Honestly, I thought that was like so funny when I opened the email because you literally told me last week, you're like, I'm gonna send you an email with like what we're gonna do. So
Like
I'm thinking,
concept,
like the concept. I'm thinking maybe you're gonna like bullet some things that say like we're gonna go over this, and this, and maybe I'll ask you about this. I'm thinking that's exactly what you're gonna send me. And nope, the email was like, yeah, we're just gonna talk like we always like. I mean, it was a little more in depth than that, but it was pretty much like, yeah, we're just gonna talk like.
Yeah, because no, the concept's completely out the window.
But I
if
like
it's
that.
Right.
I think that's like really a good idea.
I created that document after the first one because
Yeah.
after we turned the camera and mic off, there was a few things that came up. Like Anthony said, I wanted to ask you stuff, but I was nervous to ask you stuff because it wasn't about you.
Yeah.
And I said, well, okay, that's a good point because but I don't want it to feel like an interview.
No.
And so if it's only me being like, so tell me about this, and you don't at all ask or you don't at all bring up something about me or whatever, then it's not an authentic conversation.
Right.
In what real conversation, like, do you have one person, unless it's some like arrogant sociopath?
Well, no, I think that's true. I think the whole concept of
that's
this
why
is
that
like
was
a
there.
really, I think that's like a really good. I think it's really good to do that. I think it's good to like just be
you. And I said that I think that someone was like, oh, so you're just gonna bring people in and talk about like whatever they do.
Actually, a couple people that I told I was coming here was like, well, what are you doing? Like, what is it about? And I'm like, we're just gonna go talk.
And that's what's scary is how people think that's weird.
I know. I think so too. No, I'm with you on that.
Fucked. The fact that real normal conversation has become weird.
I know.
Is weird.
I know. I think so too.
And so that because that's on.
Well, because everybody's so afraid of like how they're coming across to people, and like
I don't want to
listen.
anyone.
You can say anything. It's all how you say it, right? Like that's like such a huge thing. It's like you really can say anything. You just like really have to.
But my thing too is whatever drives someone to do a certain thing, what got them to be that way, or what got them to do that thing is defines them in a way, but it also means that they see life in a different view. So like, for example, yes, what's interesting about you is that you started Rinnovo Salon, and it's successful, and it's great, and it's new, that you're a mom. Like, there's all these things that make you an interesting person.
Thank you.
But it's not only those things, it's those I'm trying to word this. It's those things that are great about you, but those things are also what make you look at certain parts of the world in a certain way.
Right.
And that's why even the kid last week, David, that biked across the country.
Oh my God, that was like
super crazy.
Yes.
So
like,
cool.
Yeah.
But it's not just that made him interesting.
Yeah.
That trip made him see things in a certain way.
Right.
And that's what the conversation led to.
Right.
Someone was like, oh, it was so cool. You guys started talking about biking, and then you guys ended up talking about technology and dating.
Yeah.
It's like that's what I want to listen to, and that's why I'm creating it. Because I was like, if I'm listening to someone, I don't care to listen to some like political station that's only talking about politics.
Oh, I know.
Like the other day, the TV was on, and it was one of the news stations. I forget what it was, and I was just in the kitchen cooking, and I was like, just hearing it, I was like, this is fucking
annoying.
Ridiculous.
I know.
It's just the same thing. It's so no wonder people are getting dumber.
I know.
Like, it's just not intelligent.
Well,
it's just stupid.
A lot of stuff that's like on the media and commercials and TV and the radio is like, it's getting like redundant. It's like the same thing. Redundant. And there's a lot of like change happening, but it seems to definitely be like a negative thing, like negative changing, and I don't know. I just like, I don't actually want any part of any of it, because I just don't like.
I'm just sick of it.
I'm sick of it.
Even listening, I don't know if you listen to the radio. I usually don't, but if I'm driving a Swiss Baker's car, I'll listen to the radio, and it's the same songs, the same commercials.
I know.
And then same with TV. It's if you're listening to Fox News, then they're bashing MSNBC. If you're listening to MSNBC, they're bashing Fox News.
I don't watch any news stations at all.
Literally, I just stopped. I stopped.
Like, I'll stick with Game of Thrones. Thanks.
On that note,
we'll just round that convo right out. And yep. Do you want me to host the show from now on?
Do you want to? You can go ahead.
Oh no.
You can host. You can be here.
This is
every
way
week.
too late for me. Are you kidding me?
Well, then you have to go home.
Well, listen, that's exactly right. Listen, there's only like very, very few things that would keep me out of my house putting my kids to bed, and one is work.
This is it.
And you should consider yourself pretty special.
I do feel honored. You drove from New Hampshire down here for this.
I went to New Hampshire, and then I went to work to
we get it. You're hardworking.
Yeah. Well.
But you should reemphasize it one more time.
Emphasize what?
How hardworking you are.
Oh, I am really hardworking.
So, all right. So, just pitch. You have to send us the links by Sunday, so we can post them under the video and post them in the descriptions.
Okay.
But do you want to tell everyone again?
So, it's called Rinnovo Salon, Rinnovo, and it means.
Yeah, what does it mean?
Okay, I knew that was coming.
Oh boy.
It means renewal and rejuvenate.
Ooh, in what?
In Italian.
Does it really?
Yes, it really does.
Are you Italian?
A little bit. I have a little in the family. But no, I actually just liked the way it looked, and I liked the meaning of it.
It's a sick name.
Yeah.
I like it a lot.
It's like, a couple times I've gotten Renava, and like they don't know how to say it, but
it's also only 2 months old.
Exactly. So anyways, it's Rinnovo Salon. It's 733 Turnpike Street in North Andover, right on 114, up by the Stop and Shop. We're open Tuesday through Saturday right now. There's 4 of us there. And you can call anytime. We can book online at rinnovosalon.com. Cool. Go on the website.
And we'll put all your info and everything.
Thank you.
Down below.
I appreciate
whatever
it.
Whatever you want to send. there's not that many people, but hopefully one day.
That's okay.
Hopefully it will help a little bit.
No, I'll share it, and I'll get some. Hopefully people that can watch too. My mom's like super. You know what's really crazy? To really just say this really quick. My mom loves podcasts.
Really?
Yeah. Isn't that funny? I don't even know how to do it, but she does.
That's awesome.
Gotta love Sue.
Hopefully she'll listen to you, because you did great.
Yep. Thank you.
You did really good.
Appreciate it. I'm really happy that you asked me. So thank you.
Awesome. And for us, this has been chapter 3. You can find us on Facebook. Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat at
You
Stories
can find us on
Podcast.
social media.
Okay, whatever. All right, thank you everyone, and we're on into this. Will yeah, I mean you're listening to this on Sunday, and then we are on with Tino Perina on the 1st of November. We're recording that, and it will be posted that Sunday. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Adios.
Bye.
Here I am, 21, and I'm like, I need to do something big, something to kind of like just, like for myself and, just